Hello and welcome to Care Buddies. My name is Tijuana. Today I'm going to talk about the benefits of using an agency versus directly hiring a caregiver or employee. We get a lot of families that contact us and or we contact them, and they are scared to use agencies based off of things that have happened in the past. And I always ask, even if the price is right, what makes you decide to, not go with an agency and kind of directly hire. So I just kind of wanted to give you some benefits on hiring, your caregiver through a direct agency versus, going out and hiring them on your own. The first one is higher standards. Agencies, we have to uphold standards. Most of the time we are licensed by the state, whatever state you're in. We're in North Carolina. So, we're licensed by the state, and you have to uphold standards, with what the state requires. And that's policies and just make sure that, you and your family are safe. When I say policies, I mean we have like a whole ton of policies that we have to abide by. So as a family, that's in a situation when you need someone, I would feel more comfortable if I, used an agency that had to follow, guidelines by policy. I know the state will check in on them every now and then. That should help ease your comfort level, because it is so much abuse and neglect and fraud going on out there right now. And if you're going with an agency, you're more protected than if you're just kind of going with someone like, you just, met them, or you just found them somewhere and you just wanted to hire them. We have to uphold certain standards and keep them up to date, so that we can continue to have an operation. So that's one benefit of, using an agency versus a direct hire. The other benefit is time. It takes forever to find the right person to work in your home. I tell all of my employees that home care is personal. Once you walk in those doors and that family decides that you're the one, you have now become a part of that family's life. So on the family end of it, it would take you a lot of time to find that person to become your extra family member. You have to, first of all, figure out where to post the job. Then you're going to get a bunch of people that are not qualified. You're going to get people that are overqualified. You're going to get people that got backgrounds. You're going to get people that are on drugs. You're going to get people that are thieves, people that have abuse, past and things like that. And if you're not skilled or trained really to look at, applications or how to hire, you can end up wasting a lot of time and you can end up with the wrong person. When we hire, we hire for not just one family. We hire for like different types of families. So we see a lot of people come in here a lot, and this is what we do. This is what our human resources staff is for. That's their job, to interview clients, to orient them, to do their background checks, to send them on drug tests, to get all the paperwork lined up, to make sure they're trained properly. But as one family, that takes up a lot of time. And then, you get them in there, you don't really know if they lied or not, on their application or resume. You don't really know who their references are. We know what to ask the references. We know a lot of the businesses that they work with, and kind of sometimes we even know them personally, that we can just call them and say, hey, you know this employee, what can you tell me about them? And it kind of gives us more information about that person than if you were calling, on your own. So it saves you time. What we do, because we see so many people on a random basis that want a job, we actually have a caregiver matching system, and it actually matches the right caregiver with the right client. So that saves you a lot of time. Most of the time I'll send you between 2 and 3 people to kind of interview to make sure they're the right ones for your family, versus you having to go through 20 or 30. That takes several days, even months sometimes, when we've already weaned them out and we have the software that already eliminates that many people for you. So that's another good reason to use an agency versus a direct hire, is because it will save you time. We'll either send you the ones that definitely match. You just have to make a decision. We've already got the background check. We have already drug screened them. We've already checked the references. We've already checked the state license to make sure they haven't done anything abusive in the past in this type of environment. And we've kind of just saved you a lot of time. We've already sent them through orientation and training, and again, they have to uphold the standards of the state that that we have to. The third reason to use an agency versus a direct hire is a safety issue. This continues to go back to the higher standards. Again, you put a job on Craigslist, and you don't know who this person is that's walking in your house or even meeting you in public somewhere. Believe it or not, it's a lot of information that can be gained just from you going back and forth in an email, talking to someone that you've, just met online, even before they meet you, even if they meet you in a public place. It can still be a little bit unsafe, believe it or not. Like I said, it's a lot of fraud. There's a lot of scam artists out here. A lot of people target people that are in need of care because they know that it's a, vulnerable situation. So hiring an agency is actually safer, than if you were, kind of doing it on your own. Because we actually wean out a lot of things that, you shouldn't even have to deal with in the first place. It's also safer because when, once you do decide to hire someone, and like if you did a direct hire and you say, yeah, you're the one, this person gets in your house, they steal your stuff, they beat your kids or your parents or you, they burn your house down, and guess what? After all that happens, at the end of the day, who has to pay for it? Who can you sue? Who can you blame? You have to be the one to take a loss. That person's skipped town and they done skipped to another state somewhere because this is what they've done in the past. And you're left with the damages. If in that situation, if you use an agency, then the agency, are protected by their insurance policy, their liability. So if in that case, if something like that happened, then you could file a claim with the agency. So that actually protects you all a whole lot more. My fourth reason for using an agency versus a direct hire is pretty much to have someone on call. I've had a lot of family members that I've met say that, their last caregiver left without notice, or she didn't show up, or, she just walked out. And I'm not saying that can't happen when you hire an agency, because it can happen. That employee can still walk out. That employee can still not be a no call, no show. That employee can still do those exact same things. But the thing about it with an agency is we have a ton of other caregivers lined up ready to work. So if something does happen to the employee, if they do call out or quit or just decide they don't want to work with you anymore, we have someone that we can replace them with right away. So you're not left without care. Other other reasons is taxes. When you're doing hiring, you have to either go through a payroll company, which can be very expensive, work with your accountant, which can also be expensive or extra time, or, kind of probably mess up on something towards the end of the year, when it could have been avoided. When you work with an agency, we already have all the payroll, and we already have all the taxes and things like that figured out. So you don't have to worry about, oh man, what am I going to do on my taxes at the end of the year? That's just an extra crunch, an extra, something that you shouldn't have to worry about. And if you don't do it right, if you do direct hire and you don't, just say your employee files taxes saying, you paid them a certain way, and you're filing taxes saying you paid them another way, or you don't file it at all, the IRS is going to look at that and somebody's going to get in trouble, But when you work with an agency, it's a lot easier because we handle all of that for you. My other reason is extra support and resources. When you're not using an agency, a lot of times it's more than just hiring a caregiver or employee. It's a little bit more than that. There are other things that you often need. There are other things that you need more support for, and agencies, being that we are the experts in that field and we work with different businesses all the time, we pretty much already have those support systems, contact information on hand, and we kind of know right off the top of our head where to send you to if you need something extra. So we have the resources and extra support that you need. So I always, I always ask families, even if the price is right, what makes you go with a direct hire versus, an agency? And a lot of times they're like, because they can control the situation. Well, I don't know how other agencies work, but with our agency, you are in control. You're the boss. You're the one that it's your house. You have to agree to that particular caregiver. Our clients, some of our clients want to pay us daily. Some of them want to pay us weekly. Some of them want to pay us monthly. We're kind of flexible. We work with however, whatever makes you comfortable and happy. You're the boss. You set the hours. If you say I want them from 10 to 3 Monday and 1 to 6 Tuesday, you set the hours. That's your choice. You're the boss. I'm just here to help you and to just provide care for you. But you're the boss. If you say I want a male caregiver, that's your right. We have to abide by your rights. You're the boss. That's your choice. So hopefully this video helped you understand some benefits of using an agency versus direct hiring of an employee. All right. Thank you. And if it's for care, we're there. That's what Care Buddies is for. Bye.